Hello, everybody. Today is the 13th of March, and as always, we're going to tell the pen story. This pen story changed a lot of people's life and shed light into why something happened to our life and how we can create or manifest our term life in a very certain way. So, are you ready? Let's get started. So let me describe to you what I have on my hand, okay? It's a cylindrical object and kind of a slant one. And inside it is have a thing to hold the ink. And then on top of that, it has a tip for us to, a point tip for us to write. So what is that? It come in, with for instance, the one that I'm using is that blue. The other, it can come in different in color, like a red or purple or black. It's a pen, right? So we use the pen to write. Now there's a dog inside the room. I'm gonna wait this in front of the dog. What does the dog do? The dog probably the dog probably will think about this as a chewing toy, right? And because it's gonna sleep, they could chew this, right? So does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is a chewing toy, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct, the dog or the human? The answer is both correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, while for the human, this one is a pen. The dog is correct in the dog world, the human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are correct. Now, let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So I'm going to put this thing on the table, and then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room, there'll be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? It is still a pen or a chewing toy. Or it become almost nothing, and the ancient wisdom call this one as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition. As we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life. Just like Ishii Michael Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build a business with a revenue of $250 million a year. He's also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness and why is that so magical? Let's go back to the pen story. So this technically on the table when there is no human, no dog, or nothing to interact with. It comes back to choose the we call it the emptiness. So the emptiness is not is no nothingness, it's not blackness or no feeling, no thinking. The emptiness it's just is so when it doesn't interact with anything. So we all have the emptiness. We, each and every one of us, everything in this entire universe will have the emptiness. But then what life is, but then in reality, we all interact with something at some point, right? So for instance, like this thing, as soon as I come back to the room and I look at this becomes a chewing tool, a pen. And when the dog comes back to the room and the dog looks at this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I come back to the room at the very same time, we both look at this at the very same time, this thing becomes two things. A pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing, okay, when it doesn't interact with anything or anyone, it come back to true self that is the emptiness. But because we always interact with someone or something, so we always has the potential to become anything or anyone depending on who or what is looking at us at the moment, right? And that potential, it comes from us, what we choose to be. And that's the second lesson in this story. So along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. That's our second lesson. Now, I see this as a pen. So does this pen come in from me or does this pen come in from within itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if this thing is a pen instead of the dog or anything in this entire universe, we'll have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind. And everything is actually coming from our mind. So, um, so that is the third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now we all agree this pen is coming from my mind, right? So I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to believe this one become a diamond. So please pray with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eyes. It's still a pen, So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a man, as a pen, but not a diamond? There are see inside our mind that the ancient wisdom calls as karma. When we see something, the seed inside our mind pop up, open up, and cover this, and made us see it for what had been planted all into our mind. So who planted those seed into our mind then? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, and only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways: by our word, by our actions, by our thoughts, especially toward other people. So for instance, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to say that I have a pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I do this palm opened up and both me and my friend would see it installed in mark in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen. And and this a pen, and this is how a pen become a pen, and anything surround us become what and who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over 4 different lessons. The first lesson is both are correct. So we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. The second lesson is, along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential of everyone and everything around you, and trust the potential of whatever happened to you. The third lesson is everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind. So be 100% responsible to whatever happened to you. Don't blame anyone, because in the end, we are the only one who can plant the seed into our mind. And the fourth lesson is a way for us to incorporate all those lessons into creating or manifesting our dream life in a very certain way. It's also a very important lesson for us is that, everything you have in your mind. But then from whether it's going to be from your wish, from your determination, it's all good, but you have to action toward it. So what do I mean by that? So we use lesson number 2 as to find the potential in the end is of everything in our life, what we truly want to achieve in our dream life. And then we use lesson number 3 to know that everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind, right? So we start planting those seeds into our mind using our word or action or thoughts with other people. So for instance, if we want to have a happiness, then we start planting the happiness that using our word or action, our thoughts with other people, helping other people to be happier. If we want to have prosperity, then we use our word or action, our thoughts with other people, helping other people to be more prosperous. And just like that, whatever that we want to make sure that we use our word or action, our thoughts with other people, helping them to achieve that very same seed. And that is the way for the seed to be planted into our mind. And one of these days, we're gonna harvest the good. We're gonna harvest the good result from that seed. And the lesson that I would like to share with you all today is that, so as you notice, I haven't been having my camera for the past couple days. And the thing about it is that, so normally when I don't have my camera, when I have my camera, I normally have to sit down and then talk to you, right? And, with the camera on. But then today when I was and then without the camera, that habit just keep going on, and I would just sit in and then telling you the pin story. But then today I recognize that, oh, since I don't have the camera on, so I don't have to capture myself, why don't I stand up and tell you the page story? And it's actually have a profound effect on me is that, in a very different way. So do I mean by that? I feel like I'm more empowering. Um, the way I talk is also more confidence and difference. And it's actually a very different way to tell the pain story, and I really, really like it. So, this is also what we can see is the emptiness, the challenges, and we change it into the potential, the opportunity to tell the pain story in a very different way, to feel it in a very different way as well. So that's what I want to share with you. Thank you so much for listening to me today. Thank you, and for coming maybe 2000 journey. And if by me share with you the pain story of my lesson is something good, I would like to dedicate that to my dearest family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my clients, to my neighbors, or to any living things in this world and the other worlds with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Em chào anh ạ. Đấy, hôm nay ăn thế nào ạ?